All right. Hi, hello, everybody. This is Darla Sue, aka SugarMay. This is the first day of my YouTube channel. YouTube channel. Let's get that correct. And I decided to make a YouTube channel because I'm a baby boomer, as maybe you could have guessed from the gray all in my hair. That's not color, that's natural. Um, and I feel I have a lot to offer because, I've been around from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and that's where all our fashion comes from. I love, you know, fashion, even though I am 68. I love makeup. I love doing my hair. Of course, I can't dye it anymore, but I do wear wigs sometimes because wigs is a great way to get color without, doing the work on your hair. So I really like that. Uh, so since this is an introduction, I'm just going to hopefully make it kind of brief. I was born in Indiana, 1952, and I lived there most of my life, graduated high school there, and then I got married right out of high school. I have two children. I have, let's see, one, two, three, four grandchildren and two great grandbabies. So my they do live in a different state than I am, so it's kind of hard. I don't really get to see them as much, and with the pandemic, you can't really travel. But we do, I don't know, video chat a lot. My one grandson, who is like 8, he does a lot of skateboarding, so he sends me a video chat and Grandma, look what I'm doing, look. So it's the same thing. So that's kind of exciting. I get to see him doing things. My great grandbabies, I see them, a little bit here and there. Uh, so that makes it kind of hard. Um, I live in Las Vegas right now. After my divorce, we were stationed in California, and I came to Vegas. I had two brothers living here. I had my son was living here, and my baby sister had moved here. And I thought, what am I doing in California? So I made the trip, came out here, and eventually me and my son, we bought a house together, and that's where we've been ever since. I loved Las Vegas. I've had a great time here. I've gone to clubs, gone out dancing, gone out eating, just all over a great city to be in, to do things. But now that I'm older, I can't really, now it's, dancing in the chairs, kind of thing. Uh, but now I'm concentrating on my arts and crafts. I've always been an arts and crafts person, anything to take something and make it into a artful object is just something I love to do. So I do jewelry making, I do scrapbooking, I paint, I do flower arrangements. Oh, whatever I do it. I've done clay, different things with clay. Um, and I just love doing it so much that I gotta found an outlet or a platform to sell it. Uh, and that's what I'm working on now. So I've got to build my inventory. I have some inventory built, but I need to build my inventory and then find me a platform so I can start selling my wares. So that's my goal. I love to travel. I've been to Korea, um, and I was 20 miles from the DMZ, and the DMZ is the cutoff from North Korea. So I was pretty close to North Korea. I went on my own when my husband was stationed there. I took my two babies there. um, the Korean people were great people. they took care of me while I was there. So that was a really great experience. I went to Berlin, Germany. I was there for 3 years. I worked in a German factory. So that was another great experience. I just love experiences, journeys, adventures. I just love doing that. And and then I ended up here in Vegas, after all those years. But I have all that experience from travel, fashion, makeup. I've sewed clothes. I did sewing before, which I still know how to sew. I just haven't done it like I want to sometimes. But that'll be the future here because I am getting my craft room together. I finally got everything pretty much up off the floor on shelves and kind of all like items together. Now I have to go in and still organize some of the stuff and label. That's my big thing, labeling. I love to cook. I love to cook, from scratch pretty much. Every meal I cook is pretty much from scratch. I like to try different foods because when you go to different countries, if you're used to certain types of food and then you go to a different country and you're like, I don't want to try that. Well, you're just going to starve yourself. I look at it this way. I'll try something once. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But how am I going to know if I don't try it? And that's what I've been kind of all my life. If I don't try it, then what am I going to say later? Oh, well, what's your opinion? I don't know. I never tried it, so I don't know. I don't like it. Well, did you try it? No, I didn't try it. That's just not me. I kind of try to try different things. My hair, I always try to have it different. And I think that's why now I kind of like wigs because I can put on these different hairstyles and different looks and, look like a whole different person, And I love that. That's my favorite holiday is Halloween because I love to dress up and be something else. I just think that's great. Now, I usually am something dead or, something like that to go with the theme. But I just love dressing up in different outfits and costumes and doing that sorts of thing. Me and my sister, me and my sister, we would go every year to the Renaissance Fair. We started that a few years back, and we get dressed up. And I remember the first year that we kind of went and had costumes. We sewed our costumes. I didn't really have an area to sew it. I had to put it on my kitchen floor and cut the pattern out and everything. I had found material that kind of resembled upholstery, like you would put, on a chair. And I had found it, and I made a great dress with those big sleeves, and my hat looked like a birdhouse and everything. And it was really cool. But, we're in Vegas. And even though the Renaissance Fair is in October, the sun is always hot here, no matter what. So it could be chilly out, you go stand in the sun, you'll get warmed up. So I had all this garb on, and it was hot. And so we didn't really do that much. We ended up being winches because winches could wear more loose, free-flowing clothes. And I was kind of like in between a winch and I don't know, pirate type thing. But I had, I put the big headband on and I had like a fake clip-on fall red hair that I would put on my head. And, we would just have a blast. We'd walk around all day, we'd buy stuff, and we would drink our beers, and and we drank our beers all day, and then now I'm not a beer drinker, but that's all they would have there. So we'd have some beers, and we might get a little tipsy. We'd quit drinking. We'd walk around. We'd have lunch, and then we'd come home. Usually it was all day thing. So to me, even when you dress up in everyday clothing, you're putting on a costume. You're going out into the world and saying, hey, this is who I am. Now, this might not be who you are. You might be a totally different person when you're at home in your bed and nobody else is there. But going out, you're saying, I'm this person. This is who I am right now, And I like that. Some people stay the same. I like to change up things. I always like to change up my look, change up my style. So I think that I'm going to enjoy doing this YouTube channel. Hopefully I'll have some people that like me also that will come along with this ride with me and explore. Let's explore my retirement years. Let's call it that. These are my retirement years, and this is an adventure because I'd never retired before. This is the first time I ever retired, so let's make an adventure, out of it, and hopefully you'll come along with me. I have a lot of good recipes, or I do aromatherapy, so I have potions to do. I have crafting ideas. I don't know. I just have a lot of stuff up here in my head that I want to get out and express. And also, I think even if I don't get too many people that like my channel or follow me, or I have my grandkids. This is going to be me saying to my grandbabies, hey, this was your grandma. Maybe you weren't around me and you didn't know me all the time, but this is the kind of person I was, what I thought about, how I looked, my fashion, what did I feel about things. They're little babies now. And hopefully, there's like a 4th generation of us. Hopefully I can see the 5th generation in about 20 years. So hopefully, let's say that's my goal, to take a picture, 5-generation picture, and tear it up. But I also want my grandbabies not only to have a picture of me and 5 generations, but also to know who I am and what I was about. And I think YouTube is the best format to do this. It allows me to post on here, to make little videos or long videos. I'm learning a lot from some of the other YouTubers I've watched and then I've subscribed to. And, hopefully I'll do justice too for myself and, like I said, for my grandbabies and, even my children, because, you talk about certain things with your kids or we have discussions, but sometimes they might say, God, I didn't know mom, like that, or I didn't know she didn't like doing that. She always did it, but I didn't know she didn't like it, So I think this is also a tool for my kids that, maybe in the later years when I'm gone, they can look at this and say, wow, I didn't know, or I did know, and that's what I liked about her, or that's what I didn't like about her, I think this is just a great tool, and I wish that we would have had this, when I was younger, but I didn't, and it's here now, so I might as well use it, right? I mean, we might as well make the best of what we have left in this life, and that's what I intend to do. Sorry, teary eye. That's another thing with old age, especially an old lady. You get teary eye. Sometimes you cry for no reason. So if I get teary eye, that's why. Some of the reasons. Some of the reasons is because uh, I'm a family person. I love my family, and I'll do anything for my family. So this is pretty much a tribute to my family, to the future generations, to generations that may never know me, you know. Uh, and this is the only way they're going to know me. I mean, I didn't know, I'm doing my family tree, and, I didn't know either one of my grandpas. They had died before I was ever born. I knew my grandmothers, but once again, I lived in northern Indiana, and we'd go down to southern Indiana to visit, usually every summer, or if there was a funeral or somebody passed away, we'd go back down there. But I didn't really spend, uh, a lot of time with them. I was younger. My two older sisters, they get to go spend the summer with grandma. I never did that. And so I really didn't know them that well. I didn't ask them any questions because I was little. So there was no questions to really ask. I did write letters. I've always wrote letters. I remember one time my mom told me that we were Native American. And that because I've always loved that era, the Western era, from the cowboys and the natives, and I just loved that era. So when my mom said we were native, I was probably one that always asked questions because she probably told me, well, you need to ask your grandma. And I remember I wrote grandma a letter, and she wrote me a letter back, and she said, well, you're Iroquois, and of course, I've lost the letter since, but that kind of, that was like the first question I had ever really asked her, um, because when I grew up, the era I kind of grew up in, kids, you couldn't really be at the dinner table. The adults sat around at the dinner table and they would discuss whatever. Us kids, they tell us go outside to play. So we never were in those discussions or anything. And even when I would ask, they were very vague on their childhood, or they would tell us, you guys don't need to know that stuff. That's none of your business. So pretty much they could, you couldn't really ask my generation's moms and dads information about them because they just didn't give it up easily. So I've been doing my genealogy, trying to find out stuff, and there's a lot of things I say, dang, I wish I would have asked them about this, or dang, I wish I would have known a little bit more, because you might find your ancestors in records, but you still don't have that story about them. And sometimes you need that little story to actually connect with them, not just seeing them, birth certificate, marriage certificate, or censors. You want to see them and know what kind of people they were. And I think that's what moved me to do a YouTube channel. So with that, it's kind of like 19 minutes long already. So I'm going to get off of here, and hopefully people will come back and we can go on this adventure together. So until next time, I'll see you later, alligator. Bye.